right, so it's been a little while now. Things are a little different. Not really, though, but we have a live stream now. We are going to do more shit with that, I guess. DJing.
It was kind of sad. We had plans to do a stream of Hey You Pikachu on the Nintendo 64, but as it turns out, Project 64 does not let you use your microphone. It has to be an N64 microphone connected to like an N64 adapter. So we're gonna have to buy one of those if we want to play that game, which I still do because that game is an absolute riot of like terrible game design or whatever. Like, it's not a good game, but it is an incredible game. If you catch my drift. So yeah. That'll be. But instead, we played some good stuff. We played Metroid Beginnings, spelled wrong. Metroid Beginnings.
Terrible game.
Well, more specifically, we had Chris play it, and he played it for maybe like 10, 15 minutes, and it was like unfucking playable. Like, there's a part where it was in the fucking tutorial, the combat training mode. There's a part where you had to like run up to the wall, and then you had to like double jump at the wall, and then kick flip off of the wall onto like a platform on the opposite side, and Chris was sat there trying to do it for like 5 minutes. It was just not budging. Like, it was absolute hell. But that was a fun stream. In general, we've been just kind of... We're on the up and up. We want to do more streams, like DJ sessions, maybe Jackbox games, just Let's Plays in general, upload them to YouTube as well. Just more content beyond just podcasting. So that's kind of where we're headed. This is actually the first episode of the year, I guess. It would be, yeah. Yeah, well, I still have a plan. I want to make a whole EP on Twitch, and then, like, so I guess people can see how the PAXIL Party is formed, yeah. And then also just kind of generally get to hang out, and people are like, oh, that sample sounds like shit, maybe you shouldn't put that in there, and then... Although it probably will be something good, we'll be using, like, Doug Walker samples or whatever.
Him screaming, like, back credit card, and then the song drops.
That'd be great, yeah, like some kind of like post-industrial, like Crystal Castle Z type Doug Walker. That'd be awesome. But yeah, so that'll be the streaming world. And in general, Chris and I have been in another world, the world of Tinder.
Yeah, so we were playing a couple games on Twitch, but in the meantime, since we haven't done a podcast...
We're playing the game of love.
The game of love, it's been fucked up.
Oh, that's fucking awful, yeah. Like, so basically, everybody, if you've ever used Tinder, you know that it is the absolute, like, it's where your soul goes to die, basically. There's something about it that feels so soul-crushing and fucking, like...
I think it's just worse if you're someone that isn't a total, like... I know I'm going to use internet buzzwords, but, like, normie, Chad, that kind of thing, like... The words people online use to describe just like
if you haven't cried at least 30 times watching the U.S. Office, then like you're not suited for Tinder at all.
Yeah, like, if you're just like some online person that plays video games as a hobby and is into nerd shit, but you're not like a Harry Potter, Star Wars, Game of Thrones nerd, you're probably not gonna make it on Tinder.
Oh no, yeah, like Tinder, I've been seeing so many people on there where they're like, oh, I don't have time for boring people. And then they're like, I love adventure and The Office. And it's like, okay, so what...
then you've got the guys, just like their pictures, just them holding a big fish or something.
I love that. Like, I'm not on the guy section of Tinder, but I just imagine, like...
I've never looked, but I've seen a couple profiles of guys on there, but not on the actual app, just screenshots. I should check just to, like, see what my competition is.
Chris found a cuckold couple last night.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put the picture. I'm gonna censor the name just to be safe. But
should probably censor a bit of the face too, like something to make it not like.
I don't want to like try to like accidentally dox these people. They can do their thing even.
Yeah, they're probably nice. Like
they mean well. I hope. I think maybe.
But what did it say though? Like it was like.
So the first picture is just the girl. The second picture is her in like a Halloween costume. Third one is her. It's a selfie with this other guy, and the guy looks absolutely fucking zooted. Like, high off his ass, it looks like. And he doesn't look happy.
Oh, and then it's fucking funny because he looks, like Chris pointed out, he looks like the quartering or something. Like, he's like this.
He looks like a Jesse Cox quartering, kind of like a orange, like a ginger guy with the beard.
And the glasses.
The glasses, yeah. Kind of the square shape face.
And then these people were looking
the bio
for...
is fucking... Oh yeah, look, like in a cuckold marriage, looking for a guy.
Which, like, I mean, more power to you, I guess. But I see people all the time on Tinder that are like, I'm not here for your 3-way couple, like, profiles or whatever. It's like,
yeah,
okay,
not here for hookups.
Well, it's not even that. Like, hell, I've been seeing, like, an uptick or whatever of people that are like, I'm only here for hookups. Like, just let's go along with it. I also noticed that, like, I'm not really sure if it's just like a change in like a societal shift or some shit like that, but I noticed that a lot of like the Tinder girls I'm seeing just have like straight up ass pics like on their page, and I'm like, that's a very stark contrast to when I was using Tinder
I saw
6 years
best
ago.
one of all time on Tinder. I was like, there's no way you had this as your profile pic. This is nuts. But like it was kind of like a blessing, I guess. It was just so rare. You don't usually see that on there. But
what was it?
Just a really good ass pic.
I know, and the funniest thing is, like, they're always, like, really, like, they're trying really hard to seem like they have a bigger ass than they do, because it's always just, like, some, like, fucking 5'4" white girl, you know? They're not packing or whatever.
Some of them are. There's a couple I've seen that absolutely.
Well, yeah, a couple, like, pogs or whatever, but...
A couple pogs, yeah. Not like the...
But, like, they're not going to be matching with me because I have fucking Blade as my Tinder anthem.
I put Blade in my favorite artist. My favorite artists on there... I tried to mix it up just so people get a sense that, like, oh, this guy can listen to anything. So I have, like, Lil Uzi Vert in there. I've got Digga D. I've got, like, A Day to Remember, Coheed and Cambria. I've got Red Velvet in there. And then my anthem is, like, an At the Drive-In song.
Yeah, so here are my Tinder artists. We got Red Velvet also.
Nice.
We got Key Glock, the Southern rapper. We got Carly Rae Jepsen. We got Tinashe. We got Chief Keef, Lil Peep, Vince Staples, Beach House, Mac DeMarco, and Twice. So, you know, like, getting, like, a variety in there. You have to have Mac DeMarco for the people that, like, inhale cigarettes and love, like, record stores. You gotta have Red Velvet in there for the people that can only communicate in, like, K-pop gifs.
You've got something
like,
for
and then
everyone.
you need Tinashe. Yeah, you need Tinashe in there, too, to show people that you're woke, that you listen to, like, music by black women. Although that's obviously not why I just love Tinashe's music, but, I mean, that's why I have it in there more specifically, is because, like, everybody, like, like, spoiler alert, everybody, you get more attention on Tinder if you're, like, a woke person. You don't even have to be, like, authentically woke.
Seeing someone, I mean, maybe there's guy profiles, but I cannot imagine seeing, like, a super, like, MAGA profile on there. I feel like you'd have to be on, like, your own dating service. I feel like you'd get run out having some sort of
you have to, like, start dating
on,
like, Gab or something.
Yeah, you gotta, like, find someone in the, like, replies on Gab or whatever.
You gotta go in, like, the fucking IMVU chat rooms or something to find your ideal lover at this point.
IMVU.
Like, yeah, Tinder is just a goddamn black hole, though. And it sucks, because, like, I wouldn't mind some just, like, casual some or
I've
whatever.
Had good conversations on there.
I have it here and there, but, like, my problem is... So there's, like, this whole culture of, like, the first message, and, like, it's just the fucking, like, bane of Tinder, basically. So it's, like, the kind of shit where you can't just say hey as the first message like you would generally do to, like, anybody that can also speak your language and whatever. You have to, like, I don't even know what. You have to open with something else, and the thing, like, it seems like what's preferred is, like, intentionally corny pickup lines, and, like, I would get, like,
so
fucking...
bad at those. I don't know.
I would get, like, fucking suicidal if I had to, like, bring myself down to that level just to, like, get
like,
fucking Tinder
if you were
pussy.
a Pokemon, I'd use the Master Ball on you.
Like, it would have to be some shit where it's, like, if I was gonna do one, it'd have to be some shit where it's, like, did you fall from heaven because I like your hair or something like that? Like just something that's like fucking something Michael Cera would say. You know what
And
I
then
mean?
you don't know
like,
if it's gonna work or not. Maybe that's like too lame for them, and like you just
they
don't
might
know.
think
It's
I'm.
a gamble.
They're like not. Like, then they put in their bio like not looking for an to be fucking me. I don't get it.
Didn't
I
you?
would hope eventually.
What was it? You have like Cold War veteran in your bio, and someone asked you if you were actually a veteran.
Oh yeah, I had a veteran of the Cold War that spends the remaining days stealing valor in my Tinder bio, and someone asked me if I was actually in. I don't even remember if I replied to them, but if I did, I was just like, no. Do you know what stealing valor is? And then they must not have replied to me. Like, the whole joke is just that, like, to steal valor is to pretend that you're a veteran, and I said that I was a veteran of the Cold War. Like, it's not that hard for me, anyway, to put two and two together, but I guess, like, if you're on
Tinder... Unless they were
like,
doing, like, an ironic, like, oh, are you actually this thing? Knowing it's not. It's
yeah,
hard
like,
to tell,
your humor would basically, like, to make these people laugh, honestly, like, your humor basically has to be, like, Leslie Knope. Like, it's really fucking dismal. I don't know. But, like, it's like coworker humor or whatever they call it. Like, it's for people that say, like, so that's a thing, that kind of shit.
And then everyone's like, it sure is, and they applaud.
I've also noticed on Tinder, there's an uptick in, not an uptick, but it's very strong on the whole astrology thing. They're like, I'm a Libra just looking for my Aries. If you think that you are like rising Aries and you're rising up to the task, then message me now or whatever. And
maybe it's just your area or other areas except mine, because I haven't really seen anything like that myself. I've seen like
I've seen some in like
signs.
Well, because mine is like in Tacoma, Washington, and then it extends to like Seattle and like other. I have it at like a 40-mile radius or something, so it's like a bit of a ways out. And no, I see that shit a lot. People are like Libra or like Aquemini, and I'm like,
mine's a lot of country stuff because it's a lot of like the country people of the Niagara region. And
I love that there's
like
fucking
university city people.
The thought of like hick Canadians is very funny to me.
Oh, it's very
that
real.
Listen to like Blake Shelton.
There's so many guys and girls like that here. It's everyone. I need to start seeing like what these guys' profiles look like out of pure curiosity. I need to know,
you need to like make like a burner account and then look through their like.
Yeah,
they're probably all like, I love Luke Bryan and my country.
Yeah, or it's these like sports bros, these frat guys, the tip stereotypes or whatever. It's that kind of thing. I want to see if there's other like absolute degenerate nerds like me on there, just like total losers that aren't like too far gone to be like outcast nerds or whatever, but they're not like the cool kids.
I'm gonna have it so like they're gonna like they're some girls like Tinder bio is gonna say like, message me about sports, and I'm gonna start talking about the Premier League, and she's gonna be like, I didn't mean like that. Soccer is gay.
I mean, like, you ever played blitzball?
You ever played Blood Bowl?
Blood Bowl. But like, yeah, come over. We'll play some Blood Bowl tonight.
Also notice that people do, I haven't seen it as much as the astrology shit, but people do the Myers-Briggs test, which, have you ever taken that thing?
I did, and all I remember is I think my personality, I don't remember what the combination of letters was, but it showed like fictional characters it lines up with, and mine was like Haruhi Suzumiya. I think Kanye West was in there, maybe like an Evangelion character. It might have been Masato or something. I can't remember. It was crazy shit though.
So I just want to make it clear for the record, everybody listening, that the Myers-Briggs test is not a real like scientifically vetted thing. It's a thing that two people came up with in like the 50s by two like they didn't even finish school, let alone like have college education, from what I remember reading
Just
about.
two
Maybe they
guys,
did eventually.
literally.
But like before that, I think before they went to college, they made the Myers-Briggs test, and like it's not scientifically vetted at all. Like there's nothing.
It's just a social thing.
And like I guess I don't get it because it's the same shit with astrology where like every other Taurus that it's my sign, every other Taurus that I've ever met is nothing like me. Like, so I don't get the whole, like, oh yeah, every Taurus has or like every Gemini has this in common. Every Scorpio is going to be
What
like
I've
the savage,
noticed is
fierce
like
beast.
they have very general things that most people can assign themselves to. So it'll be if you're this sign, you care about your friends or something, you're a compassionate person. And most people would be like, yeah, I'm compassionate. Or some signs will be, you're brave, you're willing to do this thing. And then they go, yeah, I'd say so. It's never like a specific, it's always just a very broad thing you can apply to yourself.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I think a lot of other signs descriptions fit me just as well as Taurus does. Like, it's all completely arbitrary to me. But like, it's even funnier when people are doing Myers-Briggs, which has like even less like
I'm pretty
weight.
sure the rice purity test has more science behind it.
Probably.
And
Like,
that's like a test to be like, have you done drugs and had sex? Yes or no. That's what it boils down to.
it kind of sucks because on like the Tinder environment or like the feel of being on Tinder is just not like I don't know. I've never been in like a bar like on the prowl for sex or whatever, but it's got for as fucking demoralizing as it must feel, it's got to be a better feeling than being on fucking Tinder, where like it seems like everyone is scared to talk to each other. Like they're afraid that they're all gonna be just like
And the thing
the
is,
the
on Tinder, you're putting yourself out there, and I feel like there's at least like a few screenshots of my profile laughing at me, where it's like I don't really care because they can, because I do that with some profiles, like the cuckold.
they're
And all
probably
that.
like looking at me and they're like, "Why does this person look like that?" I'm like, "Well,
Yeah, that's why I
I
don't
like
like. At least
looking
like in
like that."
public, like you know, people don't really take pictures of people in public. Some people do, but you don't have to have that same fear as like putting yourself out there on the internet and like anyone can anonymously just like do whatever when they see your profile.
I remember one time when I used to do music writing, I wrote about this one producer, and I had like blue hair at the time, and like it is in my profile picture. And this person like found my review, and they tweeted, they were like, "Well, today I just got my album reviewed by a teenager with blue hair. Thanks for the exposure at like Northwest music scene, like where I was writing." And I still don't even know if that was like a they were like what does that mean? Is it like a dig at me? Is that like
How old was the person?
oh, not that like probably like my age, like at the time, like
Because
20
if it was like an older
maybe.
person, I could see it being some millennial or not boomer, but like Gen Xer that's like, oh, look at these blue hair teenagers talking about
Yeah,
music.
but no, this guy was probably like 24 or something. But it's probably just like you don't expect people that look like that to be writing about music, which I don't know why, because like a lot of people will end up looking like that. Like I see people that look all sorts of the fucking different ways at like the festivals that I've covered for that website.
Yeah, it's
Like you
very
see all
diverse
kind like
crowds.
you see like bald, like middle-aged dudes with like huge beards. You see like tiny little women that like are with their like gigantic their cameras that are like half the size of them. Like you would see a
You
lot
see
of people.
everything.
Yeah. Oh, but anyway, yeah, Tinder. Not a very good website. Uh,
It's
you
just a
know what?
gotcha game for dating. You just it's like rolling or paying for loot boxes, except
Oh yeah, Chris told me that they have like Tinder Gold costs different prices for different people
this isn't
depending
my
on
research, by the way. I completely stole this from like a video I watched and like searching it afterwards. There's two things about the app. There's I think if you're considered a less desirable man, like you're a little older, maybe 40s or 50s, and you aren't getting a lot of matches. Apparently, Tinder Gold costs more than, but on the very polar opposite, let's say you're a very attractive, get a lot of likes, matches, guy or girl. So I don't know what the price differences are. I could just like have the video in the description or something. And then there's also an ELO. So if you ever played a ranked video game or you've competed in chess, you've got a number ranking system as like an ELO, where you usually face people in the same rating. Usually you don't go too far below or above. So Tinder has that, but it's hidden. It's not like you see your number. It's like you are Tinder rank whatever. So you don't know what your ELO is. It's really weird. I don't know how it works, but they
that's
have it
what yeah.
implemented.
That is really strange. Like, that's what fucking gets me about Tinder is, like, there's all this, like, shady, like, back alley, or, like, behind the scenes, like, shit going on.
They try to get you to pay, because, like, you'll get a like, and the picture's all blurry. You can't see who it is. So it's like, oh, you want to know who this is and like them right now, you have to pay for Tinder Gold, and then
you can,
run out of likes.
Like, with Tinder Gold, you can literally, like, if you get Tinder Gold, then it will just automatically match you with, like, all the people that have liked you. And it's like, that's way more generous than I remember. I remember I had Tinder Plus one time, like, I think before it was
that
Tinder
just
Gold.
gives you more likes. There's different
like,
tiers. There's Tinder Plus, Gold, and Platinum.
Oh, well, I think when I did it, Plus was the only one that they had. And all it did was get you, like, yeah, more likes. And it's like, okay, but if nobody's clicking on the, like, weird-looking, like, skinny androgyne dude, like, that's my problem. Like,
yeah,
the only people that, like, the only people that end up...
running out.
The only people I end up matching with are, like, short hair, like, BLM, like, like, woke girls. Which, like, I could probably get along with them decently enough, but they're probably not gonna like me after a while. Like,
you've got enough in common with them politically and socially, but
we're definitely like eye to eye politically. It's just more like
it's about how you approach it.
They're gonna start sending me TikToks, and I'm like, I don't think this is funny.
And then they're like, "What do you?" They're like, Nirvana, the band, the show, and then they're not gonna think it's funny.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Well, what do you want to watch?" And I'm like, "Can we watch like Sam Hyde videos?" And they're like, "No, he's like, we don't talk about that guy." I just want somebody on Tinder that I could send to, like, broadcast songs and, like, talk about things that aren't fucking Parks and Recreation or, like, off.
I found someone that we matched that, like, I went to, like, elementary and middle school with. I didn't recognize them. But, like, I remember they were kind of interested in me back then, and then they matched with me. So now I'm thinking, like, I might have a start here. We just haven't messaged yet. I probably should get on that, though.
Should be like, I remember you.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I'm just seeing how it goes. I'm just kind of in it for fun. I'm not really trying to get anything out of it right now. I'm just seeing what I can find on this app.
Like, hey, Katie, remember when you accidentally saw my penis in the sandbox in 2nd grade? Yeah, well... Here I am. How you doing?
That'd be one hell of an intro. The best Tinder messages I ever had was I had a picture of like a selfie stick. I was taking a selfie stick picture in a mirror, which defeats the purpose of a selfie stick. I just thought it was like a dumb funny pic, and it seemed to work at the time. And someone messaged me, they're like, "Can we take pics with your selfie stick?" I was like, "Sure." And then we just like had like a shit.
Like, you message back, like, yeah, after we fuck, then they unmatch you.
Yeah, I didn't want to, like, risk it, so, like, we just, like, had, like, a shitpost talk, and, what was it? I remember they linked me their TikTok page, and they had, like, almost, like, 1,000 followers on there.
Man, I can't even imagine dating, like, a TikTok famous person, except it's, like, I have no respect for your culture. I fucking despise it.
Yeah, for, like, every, like, hilarious TikTok I've seen, there's at least, like, 10 that are... I'm like, what's the joke? I'm waiting for the joke.
What do you mean 10? It's probably, like, 200.
Yeah, it's more like 100. I'm being generous. But I have seen, like, a good amount of funny ones, at least. But, yeah, there's a lot of just shit on there. I'm so used to watching ones where it's a normal TikTok, but then someone shitposts over it. So now whenever I see, like, normal ones... I'm surprised when there isn't something funny about it, because that's just how the video is without any funny person doing a bit over it or whatever. Like that's how ruined my sense of humor is, that like I need somebody to like fuck with other people's videos to make it funny.
The best person on TikTok was Boogie2988 though.
No.
So there was this one, I might have talked about it before, but there was this one TikTok that he uploaded where he was lip syncing along to Falling in Reverse, that song, Why Do Girls Like Bad Guys? Yeah, Why Do Good Girls Like... what was it, like, Why Do Girls Like Bad Guys? Or is it Why Do Good Girls Like...
So why do good girls like bad guys? I've had this question for a really long time.
I'm gonna play it for you all. You're gonna have to see it.
I'll be Tracer. I'm already Tracer. What about Widowmaker?
It is absolutely incredible. I mean, that's the whole TikTok platform. Like, one of our friends, the one that, he's gonna be on a future episode, his girlfriend sends him TikToks, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry, man. That sounds fucking miserable. Like, I don't know, because I don't know what I would do in that instance. Would I be like, I don't like these, they're fucking annoying? Or do you just, like, humor them and watch it anyway? Like, that's the polite thing to do, but I'm like, I don't want to set a precedent where they're sending me more TikToks, you know?
I mean, if they're sending the one that I laughed out loud at, it was, someone's like, man, something's stanky in here. And then they open, like, the freezer door at their work, and there's a guy in there doing the stanky leg. Like, I don't know, I thought that was funny, at least.
Yeah, he was doing it while Silentó murders somebody.
Oh, yeah, that's the next topic, I guess.
So,
'Cause that just happened.
Silentó, the gentleman
You already
responsible.
know who it is.
Yeah, you already know who this guy who's had one song that anybody knows. You know who he is already. Silentó, the fucking anthemic individual of, what was it, 2015?
Yeah. Now
When,
watch me
yeah.
Nay.
That song, I remember even at the time, like, I was still kind of, like, growing into, like, poptimism or whatever. Like, I liked, like, Can't Feel My Face in the Hills and stuff like that, but
Of course.
that song, I was like, this song is absolutely fucking awful. Like, everything about it is terrible. Like, the instrumental is cheap, the fucking vocals are obnoxious, the lyrics are just, like... Well,
It was
the
a
thing is, like, I
pure
listened to, like...
novelty.
Things like I listened to like Cardi, so like if the lyrics were shit, I wouldn't care if like the rest of the music was like good, but it's
Well, yeah,
not.
Cardi's
It's fucking...
lyrics are like, I thought it was gay.
Yeah, it's like, jump out the house, jump out the house. You know, that's like about as lyrically complex as Cardi gets.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So anyway, Silentó, he fell off relatively quickly after Watch Me because that's not exactly the kind of song where you go like, I wonder what Silentó.
For example, let's pretend he's a stock because that's relevant. His stock was like not existent, it was $0, and then Watch Me came out. He bumped up to like a pretty good share like instantly, and then after like a week of being that high up, it went back down to 0. It was like he had nothing. And then that song came out, and then he had nothing after it.
Yeah. So like for to give you an idea. Silentó, Watch Me Whip Nene has 318 million plays on Spotify. Silentó has 771,000 monthly listeners, which...
And it's probably from people that still listen to Watch Me.
That probably sounds like a lot, like 771,000, except Barney has 320,000 monthly listeners. Not like... a DJ named Barney, like the dinosaur, has that many streams.
And there's like random people that have popular TikTok songs that have like 2 million monthly listeners, and they have a
fucking
song
Dixie
like...
D'Amelio. Chris and I were talking about her earlier. That like the D'Amelio people, like, do you people know who they are? Like, I was just
unless you're like just like a casual TikTok person, you're probably not watching our podcast anyways. But like, if you're in that, you probably know them. But if you're just like someone that has no affiliation to TikTok or whatever, you don't know who these people are.
Yeah, like Dixie D'Amelio apparently, or like who's the other one?
Her younger sister's Charlie D'Amelio or whatever.
Like, you said that she's the #1 followed person on TikTok.
I'm pretty sure she's the biggest name. Like, she is like one of, if not the most followed on TikTok.
And like
right
TikTok is so influential right now and like widely used by like the young young people or whatever, that like to be the biggest person, that's like being PewDiePie basically, but for like TikTok.
Yeah, and I like barely even know who this is. At least like I didn't really give a shit about Nash Greer or whatever, that Vine kid, but I knew who that was because I was on Vine at the time.
Yeah, and like Dixie D'Amelio, she has almost 5 million monthly Spotify listeners and a fucking song with 68 million plays. And I've listened to it. I think it's awful. It's a really fucking generic, like, attempt at, like, a sad girl anthem, but there's no bite to the instrumental. There's no good song there. The vocals are really fucking, trying and obnoxious. There's just nothing good about it, but I guess
You're
the
better
person
off
is
to
popular.
find a good sad girl anthem, because there's plenty of other good ones out there.
Go listen to, like, Velveteers or something. Go listen to fucking, like, Jasmine Bean. Go listen to, like, any of these other people. Go listen to Brie Runway. Like, there's some, maybe not Brie Runway, she's kind of like over the top, but like there's a lot of people doing that kind of like sound way like that are actually good. Things like D'Amelio, like this, I don't know, I'm talking about her, I guess there's something to her, but that's kind of it, is like there's just nothing. But anyway, so Silentó has been having a bit of a rough patch, should we say. I don't know like in what the series of events is, but leading up to what happened today,
he killed his cousin.
Yeah, he murdered his cousin, like shot him, I think, like several times. And not like in just like the kind of like rapper way or like YNW Melly just kills somebody. It's like he hears voices of demons to tell him to do things, and we can only assume that that's what happened this time, because he got pulled over for speeding at 150 miles an hour, which is a fucking...
That's a lot of speed.
Like, it feels really fucking fast going 50 miles an hour, I think. 150 miles is fucking crazy. And, of course, he got, like, pulled over, and... Yeah. And also, like, had, like, a domestic charge. I don't know really anything about that one, but he also had, like, a butthole video or pic or whatever that got, like, exposed.
But apparently it wasn't verified. It was someone else that maybe just looked like him. That one's kind of just a rumor.
Oh, well, yeah, we don't know quite. Like, I saw the video, and it could be Silentó. I mean, I don't fucking know. I don't really know much about what Silentó looks like. Like, it could be.
It was him with his ass out, and he said, "Now watch me shit."
It could be it could be like Pooh Shiesty for all I know.
That's my favorite rap name ever.
Oh yeah, everybody, if you're listening, Google Pooh Shiesty and listen to one of his songs. He's this like kind of trap rapper. I think he's from the South, just like one of those type rappers. He's not. I don't really like him all that much, but he has the greatest name I've ever heard. So look him up. He's Pooh. That's Pooh, like Winnie the Pooh. Pooh Shiesty, that's Shiesty, and he has some song called like Back in Blood, I think, with Lil Durk. Listen to that song, and
figure out for yourself if that's for you.
You will see the light. So yeah, Silentó killed somebody. I would have been like, I mean, it's fucked up, like that it happened in some like fucking schizophrenic rage, but at the same time, I've been kind of like giggling over it, just because
it's the Watch Me Whip guy killing somebody.
Yeah, it'd be like if Seth MacFarlane killed somebody. Like, yeah. At least I would be laughing at that. Like, hey, Lois, this reminds me of the time that I was convicted of murder.
It wasn't me, I swear.
I just imagine, like, Seth MacFarlane is in the, like, courtroom, and he's like, and this is Tom Tucker saying, I don't think Seth MacFarlane killed that guy.
He's just doing all the voices.
Yeah, to himself, he's like, oh, Peter, I don't think you did this one. I don't think you thought this one very through. Hey, I think this is a pretty good case. That's my
You're kind of like Silentó now, Peter.
Oh my god, Silentó. Every time I think of Silentó, I just think of fucking the Nickelodeon clip where it's like Patrick whips. No, he'd go cray cray. Or whatever.
Watch SpongeBob flip, he go cray cray.
It's one of the visualizers that I made. You'll be seeing it on screen at some point.
You should also mention one of the tweets he made last year.
No, it was this year. Oh, I know it was last year.
Last year.
He said, like, oh, fuck, what did he say? I don't remember the exact tweet, but he said that they, in quotes, killed Kobe Bryant, and then next they're coming for him. Like some like gang stalking like type shit, which
like it is sad to think about, but it's so hard not to laugh because it's literally Silentó.
And also, like, why would they be coming? Okay, so if they're going for Kobe Bryant, wouldn't they next be going for somebody like Jackie Chan or The Weeknd or something? Why would they go for Silentó?
Yeah,
like if they're picking off legends, I wouldn't exactly call Silentó a legend, you know?
Do you think he sees himself as one?
Honestly, probably. I mean, he was like 16 when Watch Me Whip came out, and it.
But like he never got to follow it up. At least Soulja Boy got to follow up Crank That.
Oh, well, yeah, he had like a few other songs that people know, and still like Soulja Boy like has a fan base of people that like
He's
him.
on
Hell, a lot of
Twitch.
people.
He streams
Yeah, I was about to say
RuneScape.
people watch him on Twitch, and you'll just pop in and it'll be like, "Hey, what's up, Gunbuster25 or whatever."
Yeah, and
like,
he was
it's cool.
he was rapping over like RuneScape songs while he was playing RuneScape.
Yeah, like he knows how to adapt. Like Silento, I guess, doesn't really know how to like adapt to anything beyond like the Colt 45. Like, although that is still, I don't know. I'll write to him if I can find out what prison he's in. The big
Dear
EMESIS
Silento,
postcard.
I wrote you, but you still ain't calling.
Dude, yeah, like I get to become like pen pals with Silento while he's locked up for murder.
He writes up poems for the Emesis podcast.
We do like a phoner interview with Silento while he's in the
We're
like in the
say the
slammer.
line, Silento. Say the line. He's like,
You already know who it is.
yeah, he just does like a deep breath, sighs. You already know who it is, and everyone just goes insane and starts screaming and clapping.
So what do you think is the future for Silento? Do you think he's booked? Like, I don't know how you like kill someone in cold blood like that, and then like maybe he'll get like an insanity plea or something. But at the
I
very
don't think we'll
least,
see him come back anytime soon.
oh yeah, I was saying earlier, if I was at the psych ward and they were like, okay, everybody, we have a new like admittee today or whatever, and it was fucking the Watch Me Whip Nene guy, I would think I was going way more insane.
You would scream and then run out of the room crying.
I know, and then like if they were able to convince me like, no, this is real, I'd go up and be like, yo, what's up? I would try to become like really good friends with Silento.
You're like,
I
yo,
can,
can you, like, tell me
guys,
from
I can
doing the
I can
stanky leg?
fix him.
You like start doing the stanky. Like, you're like, yo, Silento, check this out.
That would be fucking incredible. Yeah, I like become the producer for Silento, like his big epic comeback when he gets out in like 2061. I'm gonna be like graying and probably dead at that point, but I'm gonna have like beats saved for Silento when he gets out.
Beat for Silento.
Dude, that should be the next like project. Like for there should be like, oh yeah, we're gonna have an Emesis band. We're gonna be kind of like Ender Shikari, but like glitchier.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna play a
that'll
bunch
be-
of like chug riffs on my guitar, and then you're gonna make a bunch of bleep bloops on your DJ equipment. We've got someone lined up to do screams and some singing.
Who?
Kane, who's gonna be in a future episode of Emesis. We said I think we said he was gonna be on this one. We said like we had a British friend that was gonna come on and tell some British stories, but he's gonna be on the next episode or maybe a few after that. It depends on how he's feeling when he's able to get on, but it is gonna happen.
Yeah, we're gonna have a very dapper fucking episode of the Emesis podcast. I want to give a RIP to a couple people really quick.
Oh yeah, we've lost a couple people since the last episode.
It's really weird to think, like I don't know, Chris brought up to me, like, why does it feel like everyone's fucking dying lately? Like, I think at a rate more so than, like, everyone's like, oh, fuck 2016, because, like, this year, like, Bowie died and all these fucking people.
Bowie, Prince.
But no, I think
Yeah.
the past, like, year, like, has been insane for that kind of thing. Like, just
There's a
fucking
lot of notable deaths.
like it's easy to forget that some people like fucking Grogs from Injury Reserve died.
Oh
like,
yeah, of course.
but so more recently, like my favorite Tetris player, who I think is a lot of people's favorite Tetris player, because like, unless you're like tapped into the Tetris scene, you're probably not even particularly familiar with a lot of Tetris players anyway.
But if you're gonna know one, it's probably Jonas.
Yeah, so Jonas Neubauer passed away, who is like a very, very influential, very like gifted, like incredible fucking Tetris player. Like if you ever have the time, listener, just Google like, or go on YouTube and search like classic Tetris Jonas and just watch him play in any tournament. He's fucking insane. So he has this technique of playing where he'll line up all the blocks to like the left and then leave it so there's only one column like not filled in, and then get a bunch of Tetrises like all in a row, and it comes at the price of like, if he fucks up, like if he gets a block in the wrong place, the shit's pretty much over, you know. They'll end up just stacking forever until it's over. And it's a very tense, very just lively game of Tetris that he plays, and played, I guess, because he it was a very sudden. So he moved to Hawaii with his wife, and then on the second day of them being there, he like got up to like grab something, went into the kitchen, and then fell like unconscious, and then never fucking woke up, which is just fucking
It's so
harsh.
sudden.
You know what
It
I
just
mean?
happened.
I know that's really out of nowhere. And then when I read, because like I saw it on Reddit, like scrolling through that morning, and you always see that thing where it'll be like X name, and you're like, oh, okay, whatever, and then it says like has died or whatever. And it's like, okay, I didn't really want that this morning, and that because I thought it was gonna be some shit like Tetris or Jonas like clears new Tetris world record or some shit like that. But
That's
no,
what you'd want.
yeah, then. This is like fucking like 2 days ago. Fucking Sophie died, the
Like,
producer
one of the
that like
greatest producers of our time.
that like has been very influential to me. Like
Very
so the music
influential
that
to
I
just like pop, electro pop, that kind of thing in general.
yeah, like a lot of people that I saw on Twitter, just like my music would be like vastly different if I didn't like hear
If you
Sophie
never
and
heard
try.
like all her shit that she was dropping on that Product compilation and her albums
Like
and
oral,
all that.
yeah. The thing like Product, I heard that around like when it first came out because like Resident Advisor would talk about it a lot, and it's weird because like that was in like 2015, and I was still reading Resident Advisor. They're fucking. I don't like that website at all now, but they have like some good taste, but a lot of the stuff they recommend is just like really boring, generic, just like more of the same goddamn like gray minimal techno type bullshit. But anyway, they would post about Sophie, and then a lot of their readers fucking hated Sophie. Like the people writing about it absolutely loved it, but then the commenters would be like, "This is a disgrace to electronic music." And like I don't know, from the word go, I thought the music was like really like inventive. It was bold. It wasn't trying to do anything that you've heard before. Like it had this very like particular world that it was coming from that I would just never heard.
You can
like,
call it experimental, really. Like, especially
Oh, it
for
absolutely
its time. Like,
is.
it definitely is. It's like
I've still never heard. I've heard a lot of fucking albums that have like challengingly textured production, and I've never heard another album ever that sounds like Product. Like it is.
she did basically what Skrillex did to electronic music in 2010 when he put out Scary Monsters and Ice Sprites. It was like that level of impact.
Yeah, and like fucking say what you want about like the PC music people. Like Sophie's technically not a part of PC music people, but say what you want about like the actual people on the label or whatever. Like I just think like 100 Gex wouldn't be here if not for Sophie, not necessarily PC music. Like I hear a lot more of their stuff in like songs like I don't know Pony Boy or like Hard than I do like and then I do like the AG Cook like ringtone pop type stuff. Like that just doesn't really. It's not as resonant for me. Or like it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't like the A to B seems clearer with Sophie than fucking I don't know Easy Fun or whoever. But it just sucks like to be losing people that are so like I feel like Sophie's like influence was only just beginning for as influential as she was.
She didn't
like,
have that much stuff released, if you really look at it. Like, she had produced for quite a few people and made tracks for them, and she had her own material out, but it wasn't like compared to certain other artists. She didn't have that much out.
yeah, like it's not the kind of thing.
It was kind of
Where
like
it'll be like
special whenever she put something out.
Yeah, like AG Cook put out like a fucking 3-hour album last year. Like Sophie's never done that. Like that's there's like a long like remix album, but that was about it. And like I don't know, it just sucks. I'm glad I got to see her live in fucking March 2016. I remember that because that was on a Thursday before SoccerCon Friday, which
That's a good
dear
back-to-back.
listener, SoccerCon is a very nice anime convention in Seattle. You probably know it from the SoccerCon meme, or I don't know, maybe not. But if not, Google SoccerCon 2009 commercial, and if you've heard of the meme, you'll definitely remember it. Watching that, it is a great piece. So I got to see Sophie live, and she played when she played Vi Z live, she did it like in a sped up, like it was probably sped up like 30 or 40 BPM, and it went fucking hard to the point that like it was kind of annoying being in that crowd, how fucking like hard they were going. But I mean, it was worth it. It was a fun fucking night. Loved that shit. So I still hold on to the good. Yeah.
MF Doom.
Oh yeah, that was fucking like.
I was just thinking about
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, we found out. Apparently, he had passed in October, but we didn't find out until New Year's Eve, New Year's Day of like 2020 going into 2021.
Which like is very fitting in my opinion, like with how secretive he was.
Yeah, it's actually pretty iconic. Not gonna lie, having this guy that never had people knew who he was, like his identity was out there, but he really played into the mysterious character and all that. Like, he never did interviews really ever. I mean, maybe he's done a few, but if he ever did, even public appearances, like, he never just had himself with the mask off. And sometimes even concerts, he would have imposters go and do the show for him. Like, he was very anonymous despite being one of the most important people in rap music. And yeah, even to the point where he passes away and nobody knows until pretty much, what was it,
2 months after.
Yeah, it was 2 months later.
And I felt kind of bad because, like, I haven't really sunken my teeth that much into the MF Doom discography. I've only really listened to, like, Mad Villainy and then, like, some of the Special Herbs, like, beat tapes, and that's it, really. Like,
there's a lot of good shit from MF Doom.
Oh, I know, like, I need to go through it. But then I end up feeling like that guy where I'm just like, okay, the artist dies, now I'm gonna go listen to it. But I think
honestly,
that's fine
I don't think
enough.
there's a bad thing about that, because it just...
Me neither.
Oh, this person's listening to MF Doom.
Yeah, you didn't listen to Pop Smoke while he was still alive, and now, like... I mean, even though I did a little bit, but, like, you know what I mean. There's people being like that. But yeah, R.I.P. to 3 real ones. That's quite...
and Larry King, too. I don't have much to say about that, though.
Oh, me neither, but the great interview with Eric Andre.
The one where he keeps asking him questions, and then he's just like, Larry King.
Yeah, and then, like, Larry King just does not seem like... They're on, like, complete opposite wavelengths, basically.
Yeah, it's, like... It's such a great interview, despite how incompatible they are with their styles. They're very different ends of the interviewing spectrum.
Yeah, an emphasis on spectrum with, like, Eric Andre. Like, it's very, like... I don't know, the chemistry is brilliant. Man, that's too bad. I mean, like, I don't know. Larry King was never somebody that I watched really, like, growing up, or, like...
I remember from the B movie.
He's not like Alex Trebek or something, where, like, I, watched him a lot.
Yeah, I know he was in the B movie.
I've never seen B movie, even for the meme. I probably should at some point.
I don't know if I can say it's, like, worth a watch or not. But I think it should be seen just because it's the B movie.
Yeah, if I ever relapse, it'll probably be on the night that I watch B movie, now that I think about it.
Yeah, so you should probably avoid it.
Well, everybody, this is going to be a shorter episode. I think we're going to get going now. This has been a nice almost hour of little pieces.
Yeah, we're probably doing an episode soon, like next week around my birthday, and that will probably...
Yeah, we're gonna probably do one on like Sunday or something. I mean, I don't know when it'll be out, but like we're gonna record one then, I think.
We just had shit to talk about, really.
Yeah, and then on the one after the next one, we are going to be talking about the Punk Goes albums, finally. I think we're going to start with Punk Goes Volume 3? I don't know. But,
we're gonna figure it out, but because we did announce that we were gonna review the albums, and then when I really sat down and thought about it, I'm like, that is going to destroy me. That's gonna numb my skull. But we are still going to get through most of the releases, at least the ones that have notable stuff on them that we would think is interesting to...
Notable to us, like, we have, like, a certain, like, we only really care about, like, the stuff put out by, like, the super Warped Tour bands. We don't care about all this other fucking, like... These bands that is nobody remembers in, like, 2006.
We want to hear that metalcore band do, like, Call Me Maybe or whatever, because that's funny.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Upon This Dawning, or Until This Dawning, whatever the band was called.
Design the Sound.
And then having, like,
that would be funny.
Like Moths to Flames.
Yeah, just names that
for some reason that band name showed up in one of my dreams the other night. And I don't know why, because I never listened to that band in my scene phase. They're not even very good. They're just, like... Like, even by scene kid music standards, they're just kind of mediocre.
Like, if you told a scene kid you were listening to them, they'd probably laugh at you.
Oh no, not even that. They just be like, well, I'm
whatever.
listening to Sleeping with Sirens, like a
Yeah.
a more iconic band, even though fucking
I
suck.
mean, I was never like big on that band, but you absolutely ruined them for me when you said that Kellen Quinn just sounds like a shitty Claudio Sanchez.
But he absolutely does, yeah.
That like ruined it for me. I was like, holy shit, I'm never listening to them now, even though I never did.
But it's just like now when you hear them, you're like, dude, shut up. Can we just get like the Coheed and Cambria guy in to make this actually like something?
Yeah, like
It's like I don't even think that guy's like an incredible singer or anything, but he's got like
He's got
certain
range.
style. Yeah, he's got a certain style. He's not Kellen Quinn, just like fucking moaning into the microphone, like, ugh,
Yeah.
cut me a fucking break, dude.
good way
Well,
to end this.
Thank you for listening, everybody. Stay off the rails.